Hey everybody, welcome to more Political Excess. Today, let's talk about the last primary coming up August 9th, which is today. That is in Wisconsin. So let's jump right into it and start in the U.S. House. In the 1st District, Brian Style. He does not have a primary challenger. He will face Ann Rose in the general election. His district did get bluer, but it probably will be over a 10-point margin in this environment. In the 2nd District, this covers the Madison area, incumbent Democrat Mark Pocan. He's running for re-election. This is a very deep blue district, so it's not very beneficial to see what's going on the Republican side. In the 3rd District, this is the competitive district. This is the western part of the state. The Driftless area covers La Crosse, and it's an open seat. Longtime incumbent Democrat Ron Kind is retiring. Now on the Republican side, they have Derek Van Orden. He ran for this seat 2 years ago. He lost, but it was by a small margin. So he appears to be unopposed at this time around. So the focus will be on the Democratic side. You could view them here if you'd like. You can check out their endorsements. But the main two contenders are Deb McGrath and Brad Pfaff, a state senator there. There's no polling here on Wikipedia for this primary, but if we switch over to Predict It, we see that Brad Pfaff is hovering around 90 cents, so he seems very likely to win that nomination to go up against Van Orden, and this does seem like a seat that is poised to flip for the Republicans, maybe not by a huge margin, but at least by a couple of points. Let's move on to the 4th District, that is in Milwaukee, and that is a extremely blue district. Gwen Moore will win that by a definite landslide. The rest of these seats, there's not much to say. They're all basically solid red seats. Got Fitzgerald in the 5th, Glenn Grothman in the 6th. Does have a primary challenger, but I don't think he's in any danger there. The 7th District has Tom Tiffany. That should be very safe for him. And the 8th District, covering Green Bay, that is Mike Gallagher. More token opposition for Gallagher. He's going to win that seat comfortably. So let's move on to the statewide races. There's a couple of big ones. First, for governor, incumbent Democrat Tony Evers. He's running for re-election to a 2nd term, and he is vulnerable, so all the focus is going to be on the Republican side. At this point, it's come down to two candidates, former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch and businessman Tim Michels. Kleefisch is viewed as a little bit more establishment and a little bit more palatable in the general election. At least that's my perception of it. Michels is more of the outsider, a little bit riskier for the general, but you can see all their endorsements here. Kleefisch, she has a bunch. A lot of them are local from Wisconsin, but she does have plenty of support. And down here, Tim Michels, there's not many endorsements here on this Wikipedia page, but he does have perhaps the key endorsement of Donald Trump. So we'll see how much that plays into it. But if we go down here to the polling, we can see it's a close race. It's gone back and forth between Kleefisch and Michels. Both of them are around in the mid-30s or so. So let's switch over and check out the market. Here, it's close, but Michels has a lead. He's at about a 60-40 margin. Something could change in the last day. I am making this video one day early, but according to this, it is very close, but Michels does have an edge. Trump did just have a rally in Wisconsin, so whatever happens, I'm not going to really be too surprised. In the general election, it's at about a 60-40 in favor for the Democrats. Republicans were leading several months ago, but that has flipped. It definitely could flip back. It's going to be a close race. Probably whoever wins will not win by more than 2 or 3 points. But we will have to wait for that general election polling. Now let's move on to the last race. That is for U.S. Senate. Incumbent Republican Ron Johnson is running for re-election to a 3rd term. He said he would only run for 2 terms, but of course that doesn't really mean anything. He's going for the 3rd term. He is kind of polarizing, but he will be the nominee for the Republicans. All the focus has been on the Democratic side, and recently basically all of the other candidates except one has dropped out. So the only one left is Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes. So we can scroll down here through endorsements and take a look at the polling. It doesn't really matter because these other candidates have dropped out. Barnes already had a lead before that anyway, so they've kind of coalesced around one candidate to go against Johnson. There's only a couple general election polls here. One of them is from last year. It's close, but if we take a look at predicted, this does show Ron Johnson, the Republican, with a bit of a lead. 6 years ago, Ron Johnson did overperform and he won what he was not exactly expected to. So I would not count Ron Johnson out. I would give him the edge, given the environment and perhaps the trend of the state. But even that one, it's going to be a close one. People are going to be watching Wisconsin. It's just a little bit under some of those other more pivotal races, like Pennsylvania, like Arizona, and like Georgia. So feel free to take a look at some other races that may be of interest. Secretary of State, Attorney General, those are going to have some races that may very well be competitive. Other than that, that's a recap of the Wisconsin primary. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think is going to happen in this primary? Which races are you most interested in? And if you enjoy this channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.